Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Aspire Sports Show. I'm Tyler. Do you like to win money in DFS? Of course you do. Who doesn't, right? Everyone loves to win money. Open up that app on Sunday. Check out your winnings. Everybody likes to do that. Well, I'm going to give you some of my building blocks for Sunday's games. Some guys that you can build around here and then put in your own guys, whatever you prefer. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to give you some from each position. First position is going to be quarterback. If you want to pay up, me personally, I don't really like to pay up for some of these top guys this week. I like to kind of be in the mid-range because then I can get other players that I'll talk about later. So the first one is going to be Joe Burrow. Joey Burrow, baby. He looked good last week against, yes, it was Cleveland, but honestly, this week gets Tennessee, who really haven't been that good against the pass this year. This game right now is projected to have the second highest over-under at 51.5. So I think there's going to be plenty of opportunity. He's averaging the most passing attempts on the season this year. No Joe Mixon in this game, so I think it's going to make him rely on the pass even more, make Cincinnati rely on the pass. Plenty of stacking opportunities. You have all of the wide receivers. I honestly think all of them are in play, whatever one you really prefer. Me personally, Tyler Boyd, but all of them are really in play. And then you can stack the other side as well, so you can play them, and then on the other side go like A.J. Brown or even Derrick Henry, whomever you prefer. So I think he's definitely one of my favorite quarterbacks this week. Obviously, you can see here 7,600 on FanDuel, and then he is right now 6,100. I actually like him more on DraftKings. He's the 12th highest or 12th most expensive quarterback over there. Here, I believe he's the 8th. So me personally, I like him, and these are two teams that are playing top 10 snaps in the NFL, so I think it's going to be a faster paced game, so more opportunities. Second person is going to be the person right below him, and that's going to be Ryan Tannehill. I actually like him more on FanDuel this week compared to DraftKings, where DraftKings, he's 6,800. He's the 7th highest, most expensive on DraftKings. So I like him more on FanDuel this week. And then kind of the same thing, high snaps. They play a lot of snaps, these two teams. I think it's going to be a pretty decently high-scoring game. And then you got A.J. Brown. You could even go Corey Davis, Jonnu Smith, and then just go to the other side and play some of those wide receivers, or even if you want to go Geo on the other side. Just so many opportunities, so many different players in this game. So Ryan Tannehill, I like him a lot as well. Let's go to the next person, and let's scroll down here, and that's going to be Jimmy G. Although I think Jimmy G is going to be actually pretty decently high owned. Plays Seattle this week. Seattle right now, Shaquille Griffin's out of this game, so one of the worst secondaries in the league is getting even worse. So obviously Jimmy G is in a great spot, 6,600 on FanDuel, and then on DraftKings right now he's 5,400. So, and then you could go Kittle, Ayuk. So they also have a team implied total of 25.5. So plenty of scoring opportunities in this one. So Jimmy G, obviously, I think he can hit 2 times his value pretty easily. So love him this week. And then I'm going to talk about Tua. And Tua, he's actually projected to be one of the lowest owned quarterbacks this week. Now, granted, they play the Los Angeles Rams. I know a lot of people are like, oh, they're pretty good. Well, let's also consider that against Jimmy G a couple weeks ago, he passed for 260-some yards and 3 touchdowns. They gave up over 300 yards to Josh Allen earlier in the season. And I don't know if it was 4 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns they gave up against them. I can't remember. But they've been beat. I'm pretty sure it was 4 touchdowns. But they've been beat by those 2 quarterbacks. There's no reason why, yes, and I understand, Tua is a rookie quarterback, but to me, he reminds me of kind of like a Russell Wilson. I don't expect him to come out and be as good as Russell Wilson right away, but he's kind of that mobile. He's mobile enough to be able to get around the pocket and extend plays, and I expect that to go forward in this game. And he has plenty of skill players around him that are pretty good. Mike Gesicki, Preston Williams, Devontae Parker. So I think that there's also some stacking options. And then on the other side of the ball, you could go Cooper Kupp as well, or even Darrell Henderson. I like him this week as well. And then Derek Carr. I think he's a good play along with Baker if you want to kind of go that game. I think that game right now is 49.5, which is the 3rd highest over/under for these slates. So I think both of them are in play. Derek Carr, he is 7,300 on FanDuel and 5,500 on DraftKings, which is he's pretty cheap on DraftKings. So definitely on DraftKings, if you're considering and if you play over there, he's definitely a good option. And then Baker on the other side, 7,800. Or I'm sorry, not 7,800, 7,200 on FanDuel and 50 or 5,500 on DraftKings. So both of them I think are pretty good plays. You have plenty of stacking opportunities in this game as well. A lot of the Cleveland players, you could go Higgins, even Harrison Bryant, because Hooper's out again this week. Landry, other side, you could go Ruggs, you could go Waller, even Nelson Agholor. So a lot of opportunities in that game as well. So let's go to the running back spot. And that we have Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt right now and Josh Jacobs are probably, if you want to pay up, like the two that I really like to pay up for this week. Let's go over here. Let's switch it over so you can see here. And obviously, if you want to go Alvin Kamara, sure, or Derrick Henry, sure. But me personally, right now, Kareem Hunt and Josh Jacobs are my two that I like this week. So you have Kareem Hunt, 8,200 on FanDuel, and then DraftKings he's 6,900, and then Josh Jacobs is 7,800 on FanDuel and 6,200 on DraftKings. I like both of them. Both of them are bell cows in these offenses. And like I already said, 49.5. So third highest scoring, plenty of scoring opportunities, and they're going to be involved in the red zone. So I don't have to go much into these two. I think they're just both really good plays this week. Let's go into the next one. Disclaimer: If Philip Lindsay is out, yes, I like Melvin Gordon a lot for his price point. If he's in, no thanks. I don't want Melvin Gordon this week. But if he doesn't play, then Melvin Gordon at 6,700, I think it's a pretty good play. We watched the Chargers last week. Yes, they won, but they got eaten up by James Robinson on the ground last week, who had a really good fantasy day. And this is going to be a bell cow for this offense at 6,700. Yes, I like Melvin Gordon if Philip Lindsay doesn't go this week. Let's go down to the next one here. And Darrell Henderson. Now, Darrell Henderson, I will say, one thing that kind of worries me is that they played a Monday night game, okay? The Rams did. Monday night game. Now they have to go across coast to Miami, short on for a 1 o'clock game. So it does worry me a little bit with that short, rest in there on a Monday night. I don't think this was good scheduling by the NFL to have them go across coast now to Miami. So, but whatever. I do like him. Last week had 17 touches. And yes, he did get his touchdown vultured, but he's right now third in red zone carries, and then he's fourth in goal line inside the 5-yard line carries. So he's seeing the opportunities, and I think a touchdown could come this week against Miami, who's kind of middle in the pack right now. The Rams have a 33% run blocking advantage. So I think that he has a decent chance. And like I said, you could go stack the other side with Tua and Devontae Parker, Mike Gesicki, and I think it's actually a decent stack this week. So let's go into the next one. Also, I do want to say, just eye test. I watched the Monday night game. He looks really good. Like his speed and power, the combination of both of them. I think that he looks really good. So that's just my personal opinion. Next one, Giovanni Bernard, obviously a good play this week, or even David Montgomery, but I'm going to scroll down. I like Myles Gaskins too. But I'm going to scroll down here. And the first one I'm going to say is LaMichael Perine. Yes, LaMichael Perine. I don't feel great about it, okay? But Frank Gore is questionable this week, I guess, with a hand injury. I don't know if he's going to play, so definitely if he doesn't play, yes, I like LaMichael Perine even more. But LaMichael Perine last week, he saw, I believe it was 40 snaps to Frank Gore's like 16 snaps, so outsnapped him by a lot. Well, they'll be playing from behind, I'd imagine, in this game right from the start. So he's going to be involved in the passing game because you have Perryman who could be out. I think Crowder's already been ruled out of this game. I don't know if Perryman's been officially ruled out. So not that many options already. And a running back that's going to catch the ball a decent amount. Yes, I do like that. And he's going to see plenty of garbage time. This Kansas City hasn't been very good on the ground this year, but the Jets are the Jets. So I don't think that matters. But anyways, I think he's a good cheap play and it allows you to get up to the next part here where we're going to go into receivers, and that's going to be my favorite, Davante Adams. Davante Adams, yes, I like him this week. And let me just go up here. So Davante Adams. So 9,100, yes, 100%. It's expensive, but you don't have Aaron Jones this week. And I think that Aaron Rodgers is once again going to lean heavily on Davante Adams. And Davante Adams is going to play against a Minnesota defense that, quite frankly, nobody can guard him in the secondary, and they've been beat extensively in the passing game this year. So, yes, I love Davante Adams. I don't think I need to say much more than that. Then, yes, he's a slam dunk play. Let's go into A.J. Brown. Now, I will say you can pay for A.J. Brown. Over the past 3 weeks, he's been averaging 20.7 points per game. He's been balling out. But if you want to I think he's a sneaky play as Corey Davis. Corey Davis has a pretty safe floor. He's been averaging 11.4 points per game this season, the games that he's played in. Saw 10 targets last week, like I said. I do think this game's going to be kind of a back and forth game, so I think he'll be definitely involved. And right now he's 5,400 on FanDuel, 5,100 on DraftKings, so definitely like him a bit more on FanDuel. But I think he's a solid play. But then also A.J. Brown, obviously good play this week, 7,500. Let me go down to him because I didn't go down to him. 7,500 on FanDuel, and then DraftKings he is 6,900, so I do like him in both of these. Yes, I don't think I have to say much more. I think their team implied total right now is like 29.5. It's one of the highest, so yes, plenty of opportunities there. Let's go to the next. Well, I'm not going to talk about them in that much depth, but it's going to be all of the Cincinnati receivers. Like them all in this game. Me personally, I think probably Tyler Boyd, but obviously if you want to go T. Higgins or even A.J. Green, I think that they're all really solid choices. Let's go down, scroll down. And that's going to be, now I guess I'll mention Brandon Ayuk. I do like him in this game, but the person I'm going to talk about is, where's he at? There he is, baby. Nelson Agholor. Nelson Agholor, 5,000 against Cleveland, who Cleveland has been, their defense, their secondary really hasn't looked good this year. And I think Nelson Agholor, coming off of his best game, 9 targets, 5 catches for 100, I believe it was 109 yards. I could be wrong about that total. But I think that for 5,000, it lets you get up to these studs for a guy that has been pretty decently involved in his past 3 games, has looked good, the change of scenery, has Derek Carr, and then like I already talked about, if you want to go Derek Carr and stack him, I think that's a good option as well. Or if you want to go Baker and someone else like Harrison, Bryant, or somebody, and then stack Agholor and maybe even Josh Jacobs on the other side, I think that's good as well. So I think he's a pretty good play this week for somebody that's pretty cheap, and I think he should see 2 times his value. And let's go over to tight ends. And wide receivers, I just want to say this. Wide receivers, there's a bunch of options, really. Like, wide receiver is really my favorite position because I just feel like there's so many options all over the place that I really like this week. I think it's a pretty deep position this week, so you can really kind of play around with whoever you like. I think there's a ton of options. So, tight end, Kelce, absolute stud, yes, we know. The only thing that does worry me is that they get up to just their crushing the Jets, right? That they don't need to throw the ball a bunch. That's the only worry I really have. But for me, Kittle, this game, I already have said this, 53.5 over total points. So yes, plenty of scoring opportunities. I think that he can beat this defense. Yes, they probably will have Bobby Wagner be covering him a little bit, but he'll also see if Jamal Adams plays. I don't know if he's going to play in this game, but he's a stud, and I think he's the best passing option, obviously. And I think that he'll see plenty of work. And if you want to go Jimmy G and Kelce, I think that's a really good stacking quarterback and pass catcher. That's really good as well. Other person I'm going to say is Darren Waller. I don't think I have to say much about him either. Stud, plays Cleveland. They're kind of in the middle of the pack. Last time they played a pretty good tight end was Dalton Schultz, who kind of ate them up for 4 catches, I think 74 yards and a touchdown. Darren Waller seeing plenty of work. His worst game was against New England, who Belichick, we all know, will take your best player out. Other than that, he has a really safe floor, and we'll see plenty of opportunities. So yes, Darren Waller. Now, Jonnu Smith is really interesting, especially on DraftKings, where he's so cheap. I couldn't believe it. Let me just look up his. He's 4,100 on DraftKings, 6,100 on FanDuel, but 4,100 on DraftKings. So DraftKings, yes, he's like my favorite tight end. He's so cheap in a really good spot here against Cincinnati. So I really love Jonnu Smith this week. I've talked about it a lot as well. That Tennessee game, I just think is going to be a back and forth game. Again, probably like the 5th or 6th time I've already said this in this video. But yes, Jonnu Smith. And then if you want to pay down, I do like Noah Fant a little bit in this game. I think he's going to be involved. Hunter Henry's also another good one. But I do like Harrison Bryant this week. 5,000. he had a pretty decent week this week. No Austin Hooper as well, so I like Harrison Bryant. And then let's just kick it out for the defenses real quick. I'll give you some defense. Obviously, if you're going to pay up, the Chiefs, kind of a no-brainer. But me personally, I like to pay down, and that's going to be the New Orleans Saints are probably my favorite, I think, this week, playing against Chicago. Allen Robinson, I don't think he's going to play. I don't know if he's officially been ruled out, but is doubtful last I saw. Or, honestly, I think Detroit. I think Detroit's in play. I don't think this Indianapolis offense is that good. So on the road against Detroit, I think Detroit is a decent defensive play this week. Just me personally, 3,400, and then I don't even know what they are on DraftKings. I think it's pretty cheap as well. It's like 250 or something. I don't know. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe if you enjoy this content. We're going to be live on Sunday at 11:15 to 12:45. We'll answer any questions you have, any start and sit, DFS questions, whatever it may be, betting questions, whatever it is, we'll help you out. So thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day, evening, whenever you're watching this. See ya.